there, Tim Spaeth here, your ed tech coach at the high school. And today I'm coming to you live from my Gmail inbox because I want to talk a little bit about organizing your Gmail, which I think is something that might help everyone. Um, in the past few years, I've seen people with thousands and thousands of emails, and I think that you could be more efficient, and it's really not that hard to do. And really, it's a lot of work on the front end, which is just organizing. Because then once you're organized and you have everything set up properly, it's very easy to stay and maintain uh, an empty inbox. So, a couple features of Gmail that I would suggest checking out before you start organizing. Um, First would be over here. Okay, so toggle split pane mode. That's going to be kind of a basic thing. So here you see no split. You could choose to see emails, individual emails, in another pane. Okay, and again, a lot of what I'm going to show you are options that you decide whether you want or not. Okay, I personally don't have this one on. I'd rather just them open up full screen, but you can choose it so that it shows either on the side or you could have it down below. So if you think that's going to work for you, then choose that. Okay, I'm going with no split. Up here in settings, okay, more options. Okay, this will change the size of how everything looks. Right now I'm in default, okay, comfortable, which is a little bit bigger. If you go compact, it'll squeeze them together, but you could see more, so trade off there. A theme will change the color and background of your inbox. Mine, you could see, is just kind of plain black or dark gray. I just like the way that that looks. So feel free to browse all the themes. There's a lot of them. Down below here, inbox type. This is a relatively new one that you can change. And I've seen different people with different setups, some of which, to be honest with you, I find confusing. For me, I have default, which is just my inbox. It's one simple inbox. Okay. If you choose some of these other options, for instance, unread first, it will have unread messages. They'll appear at the top here, and then everything else. Okay. So meaning like any emails that you've read, anything starred. Okay. You can see kind of this starts changing the way that I set it up. Now you could have important and unread, starred, everything else. To be honest with you, for me, that gets a little bit confusing, but if you have a system that's going to work best for you, of course, choose that one. So I'm going with default, which just keeps one simple inbox. And now you see it's added these things that I certainly don't want. Okay, so social promotions, updates, forums, I don't want those things. I just want it to be my emails. From settings, all right, so down there you can see that split thing that we talked about, right of inbox below. See all settings, and it will take you into this, which is far more detailed. Okay, I'm not going to go through everything here because obviously that would take a very long time, and I don't want to lose anybody. So some highlights. Default text style is going to change. This is what your body text will look like. Okay, so anything that you write in any email, if you change this setting, will automatically go to that. I always like Georgia, and I think I have it set to large because I think that's a pretty legible, easy to read font. And again, you could scroll through here. It'll explain things. Check those out. The next one would be signature. Well, you could change your picture here. That would be a good thing to do. I also have another different video about making a cool logo in Adobe Spark, I think it is. So check that out. That's on my Google Classroom page. So you could change that there. A signature, I think, is a great thing to have. Okay, here you see mine is kind of long and in depth. I have my name, the title, school. I have links to appointment slots, to my website, to the larger district webpage, and then social medias. I could help you set all of that up if you'd like, or you could just, play around with it and get it here. But these all link out. So that will automatically appear at the end of any email that I write. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to change it. It's going to be there. Okay, so those are some highlights there. And then, of course, if you change it, you want to click Save Changes right here to make sure that that's taken care of. Labels are another thing that might be helpful for you. Labels are all of these things, which you might not have any. Okay. And it's a way to organize and get yourself efficient in your email. Okay. You can see I have a lot of them, and that helps me. That works for me. Um, so all of these things contain a lot of different emails. You can manage the labels through here. Okay. If you don't want them, you could just click hide to hide some of them. So there are some hidden ones in there. Again, I'm not going to go into every single one and explain it, but you could check that out. In filters, okay, here's another thing that you might not know about that might help you. So filters will allow you to, if you click create a new filter, you could filter out some emails that you might not want in your inbox. Now, if you're getting emails from a website that you're never going to use again and you don't want, you should 100% click unsubscribe on the email. That will get rid of your email for you. Okay, that makes sure that they'll never send it to you again. However, if you create a filter, that would be more for something that you want, but you don't necessarily need to know about it every time. For instance, let's see. If I want emails from News ELA, okay, it's a website, but I want to just stick them all in a certain folder, I have skip inbox, mark as read, and apply the label. Okay, this gets a little bit more complicated. If you want help with that, reach out to me and I will, by all means, help you create those filters. However, like I said, if there's just some things that you don't want, make sure that you click unsubscribe. That way you don't have to deal with it over and over and over and over again. From there, I would say that organizing is really a matter of just creating a good set of labels that are going to work for you. Okay, so create labels that you think a lot of emails can go into. For instance, for me, general school announcements, I've created a folder, general school announcements, that most, well, I shouldn't say most, a lot of the things that we get in our email, I put into general school announcements. Okay. And by the way, I do not ever delete an email. Everything goes into a folder because we have unlimited storage and you never know when you might need something. Obviously, if it's something that you think you'll never use again, then, delete it. But why not just stick it in a folder in case you do want to reference it one day? So I have two sample emails here. Okay, one I just emailed myself. The other is for what was this? This was like a video session that we did with a particular class, which was nice. This one I have here because you can see I've already labeled it. So I have a library label on it. Okay, so I could also find this in my library folder, which is right here. And notice it's pink, it's color coded by, okay, I created a label called library. And then if you click on these three dots next to it, you could go to label color and change it. So you're color coding, which you can see I have a lot of here, which is helpful for me because then I could kind of visually get a sense of things pretty quickly. All right, so this one I just brought out to show you the actual label, what it will look like. And now if I open up the email, I can move back to where I found it, which is in the library folder, the library label folder. Okay, here I have a new email. Okay, so I can open it. There's nothing in it, it's just from me. I could go move to and then pick any folder I want. Notice I could also create one here. So if you get to one and you say, I don't have a folder for that, but I want a label for it, you click create new, and then you just name it and it will go automatically there. I can choose multiple and do the same thing. Okay, so I could mark it as read. So for instance, now it's in my inbox. Okay, it's unread. I could click on it here, excuse me, and do mark. Oh, I opened it, sorry. So now I could click mark as read, and that'll get rid of that highlighted nature of it. Okay, and then move to wherever I want. That's one way to do it. Another way, I could click this email, hold it, and again, notice I could have clicked multiple if I have multiple. It will take all of those and I could just drop it in one of these. Okay, so this is a sample email from me. I could drop it in any one of these folders. Follow up. And now it's in that follow up label. Okay, so really it is a matter of on the front end, organizing yourself here, and then just start moving them over. And you can move them over great numbers at a time if you'd like. Again, I wouldn't recommend deleting them at great numbers at a time, or at least make sure that you know what you're looking at. And then you could start dragging and dropping or selecting them and click move to. And that will be extremely beneficial to you. It is so nice to come log on to the computer and see no new mail. It's a good feeling. All right, that's going to do it for me. If you need any help with any of that or have any questions, please contact me, and I would be more than happy to help you.